Hi there, Richard Matharoo here. So you're a network marketer and you want to be able to close more network marketing team members. You want to sponsor more people, bring them over the finish line. Well, if you have a compensation plan that rewards people for coming in sooner rather than later, such as, for example, a binary compensation plan, I've got a tactic that I've used personally to sponsor 8 people in 24 hours. In fact, it was the very first time I sponsored any number of people in that short space of time. And I can teach it to you in this video. In fact, I will teach it to you. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. So something that is really useful in network marketing if you're struggling to bring people over the finish line. So maybe you get people that are like, I'm interested, I like the product, or I like the sound of this, and then you just can't quite get them into your team, which is you're not very good at closing. If you have a compensation plan that rewards the order that people come into your team, then you can absolutely use this tactic to bring in 1, 2, 3, I brought in 8 people in 24 hours. And it goes like this. So when you're talking to people, if you're professional at all, or even if you're an amateur, but you want to get the best of your abilities, aren't you tracking the numbers? Aren't you tracking the conversations that you have? So I spoke to John on Monday, he said follow up on Tuesday. I spoke to Mary on Wednesday and she said give me a couple of days. I spoke to Mary's sister on Friday and she said no thank you. You should be writing this stuff down so you can keep a track of who's where in the journey towards coming into your team. So when you're doing that, which I used to do all the time, I would know who I'd spoken to in which order. And as best as is possible, I would want to respect the order that I've spoken to people in. That was a legitimate ethical reason for sponsoring people in a certain order. So let's say I spoke to you on Monday, and then I spoke to a friend of mine, John, on Tuesday. If you'd said, Richard, will you get back to me? And I said, yeah, I'll get back to you. I'll give you the best position in my team. I'll get back to you in a couple of days. And then I speak to John tomorrow, and John says, okay, Richard, I want to get started. In my mind, I already spoke to you and promised you the position that John's now going to take. I gave you my word that 24 hours would be okay. So what I like to do is I'd sign John up there and then. I wouldn't turn away that sign up. I'd take the information and say, okay, name, address, whatever it may be. I'd take all the information over the phone or through message. I'd take all the information. I'd say, great, welcome to the team. Give me a couple of hours and you're going to get a confirmation message that all that's going to be taken care of for you. So I've got John's application, okay? I've got John's application. John's in the team. He's given me his information. As far as he knows, great, all that's done. Rich is going to put it in the system. I'm going to sign up, okay? So then I'd come back to you and I'd give you a call and I'd say, listen, remember I promised you the next best position in my team? Well, someone's about to take that. I got John's information right in front of me. Now, John's a teacher. He knows lots of other teachers. He knows lots of other parents. So he's well connected. I can't promise you what John's going to do, but what I can tell you is that he has a potential to do great things. Now, I've got his information. I'm going to put him in the team. I just wanted to see if you want a John underneath you. Because in a binary compensation plan, or if there's something similar that goes on, I know different compensation plans have different rewards, even though you wouldn't get the direct commission, I'm not giving away my personal, I'm not telling you to do that, but even though I'm not giving you my personal, John's going to be under you and his volume and production and everything he ever does is going to go towards some part of your bonuses, isn't it? If your compensation plan has that in, such as a binary, which is a very common example of this. So you now have the position where if you were and ahhing or you were thinking about being a maybe, you now have a decision to make right there and then. I can put John above you or I can put him below you. I'm not going to pause any longer. I told John 2 hours, so if you need to speak to somebody, do that right now. But if I don't hear from you in 2 hours, John's going in the system. Now, here's the position that you're in. If you go in now and John goes in after you, and John goes and signs 5,000 people, that's going to impact your income. That's going to impact your commissions. That growth is going to be under you. Where is smart, above or beneath him? Now, most of the time, if someone's even slightly interested, like a teeny weeny bit, right, they say, oh, I want John underneath me. What have I got to do? Well, just sign up. Now, what I would do is take your information. I'd say, great, give me a couple of hours. You're going to pop up in the system and you're going to see John underneath you as well. Now I've got 2 applications. And then I call Mary, who I spoke to the day before yesterday, and I say, Mary, Mary, you haven't got back to me. Now I've got John and I've got Jane. Now, both of these are go-getters. I've got ready to put them in the system. I go through the same process and I say, where do you want them? Do you want them underneath you, or do you want them to put them in right now and then you come in whenever, right? Do you want to benefit from their growth or not? Now, I did this and I got 8 people in 24 hours. Because can you imagine the power of that? Going through all the maybes and giving a shake of the fence and said, I got 5 people and I can put them underneath you. Like tonight, you'll see, boom, 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 5 people in your team. They're I sponsor them directly. You don't get an upfront commission, but they're going to go towards this bonus, that bonus, the other bonus. It makes it this easy, rank advancements, whatever, right? It's a very powerful position to go to somebody. You know why? The number one reason someone will not get started with you is they're concerned about a guarantee of results. Can I really do this? Is it really possible for someone like me? We always think we're so different to everybody else, right? So if you can say, hey, listen, instant results, brand new team member within the hour, 5, 6, 7 brand new team members within the hour, that's like, man, that's my biggest bugbear, and fear of rejection and fear of failure swept aside. I'm in. That's it. I'm in. Give it a try, okay? So have all these people that are your maybes. Write down the order that you're following up with people and who you said would go in what order. And then the second you get one person to say yes to you, take their information. Do not delay that person. Don't reject them. Don't say, let me get back to you. No, take their information so you know that you're going to put you in the system. And then you've got a couple of hours. The timer is ticking for you to go back through those follow-ups, the maybes, and say, hey, listen, now, when I called you, it wasn't great timing, but I got 5 people I can put underneath you straight away. Do you want to go in or not? It's a very, very powerful tactic, and it puts people on the spot, forces them to make a quick decision. It removes all that back and forth messing around, and it's a very powerful tactic. I'm glad I've taught it to you. So I hope you go and use that. Next time you get even one person to say yes to you, very, very powerful tactic. Now, if you say, well, Richard, that sounds great. How do I even get one? I'm struggling to get one consistently. I've definitely been there. I had 328 no's in a row, like all failed. Since sponsored over 700 people. Now, do you want to know what switches I made? A lot of network marketers do. You can find out what I did exactly on a free web class that's happening this week. I've got a couple of times for you. You'll see the link across the screen right now, www.richardmatharoo.com/YouTube. So it's on the top couple of lines of the description if you can't bother to type and you just want to click it. That'll open up a page. Click the button, pick the time and date most suitable for you, enter your email, and you'll be sent a free access link to attend that webinar absolutely free. We'll go over a whole bunch of stuff that you'll see on that page, and I'll even give you a free success strategy guide worth $297, which is exceptional if you're a network marketer wanting to rank advance. All that is on that free web class happening this week at the link that I put across the screen and is in the description. I hope you got value from today's episode. I'll give you a bunch more value on that free web class. I'll catch up with you as soon. As I always say, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires and excuses. Looking forward to see you on that web class. Bye for now.